Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you hear us? Did you just sneeze?
No, I just sighed. It's been one of those days.
Well, it's about to get better because we're doing our last podcast of the year. It's our New Year's special, so this is going to be fun. So,
Yeah, it's going to be a blast. We got a lot of stuff to go over from last year. Well, this year still, but there's a list a mile long of stuff we did this year, which was an awesome year.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So let's first of all welcome everyone and thank you for toughing out a full year with us. It's pretty awesome. I'd like to thank both of you.
Yeah, both of us. Hey, no problem.
Yeah. First, let's do our paranormal news segment. We haven't done one of those in a while. Let's cue the music. So, Lauren, have you heard about this lady who's been having sexual relations with ghosts?
I saw that. I don't know what to say. I can't even. I don't even know.
She wants to have a ghost baby.
Yeah, she wants to have a ghost baby now. She's had sex with 20 ghosts. She's knocking the boots. Sorry.
Is this like children should be seen, not heard? You know, is this that?
Yeah.
All that
Ben should be locked in the basement and never released. So yeah, they said it started off with just like a little touching here and there, and then the whole shebang. Now it's been 20 partners, and she's trying to get pregnant by a ghost.
Yeah, she wants to get rid of her spouse because she figures that the ghosts are much better.
She prefers the men. So. Or she prefers the spirits. I'm sorry, I'm like half asleep here.
It's kind of funny though.
I watched The Disaster Artist at like 4 a.m. last night, so I'm like running on fumes.
Yeah. Well, I left here at 3:30.
Yeah, we've been doing some reviews. So let's get on to the. We have a big list of here. Yeah, let me try that again in English. We have a big list here of things to talk about tonight.
What a big lisp!
Yeah,
we have a big lisp
here. We have a big list. So I figured New Year's. Let's talk about some New Year traditions. I looked into some of these to see if there's any like paranormal or spiritual beliefs involved with celebrating the New Year. It turns out that the Romans celebrated their year was, I think, 304 days long. They had 10 months, so their cycle was a little weird. But the tradition of making New Year's resolutions goes back to the Babylonians. And they would make resolutions to earn favor with the gods. So they would promise to pay back debts or return farm equipment to try to make themselves better in the eye of their god. There was also talk of the big thing of either carrying or sometimes eating like lentils, beans, stuff like that. That was supposed to bring prosperity in the upcoming year. And then the tradition of kissing at midnight.
The midnight kiss.
So that goes back to, well, they say if you're not kissing someone at midnight, you can expect a lonely year that year, which is the story of my life. But it actually... The reason they kiss at midnight is to ward off evil spirits for the upcoming year. So it is related to ghosts.
Yes, it is.
So that's all I could find. I mean, there's not much.
There wasn't much anyways, but...
Some history on the ball, like how it's grown over the years. It's like wicked heavy now. And
so high-tech.
Yeah. So, figuring this is the new year coming up soon, why don't we have a little rewind? Go over the last year with PvP. And I kind of wish our big board of notes wasn't hidden behind this giant ass TV, so I can't say anything. But big thing that happened for us, the first big thing is we kind of revamped the PvP situation. It was a team of like 9 to 12 people, and we were kind of amateurs, I guess. Not really amateurs, just like uneducated as far as the heavier side. Yeah, that works. So we got back into it full force. We decided to get smart, get insured, rebuild the team, which two big things that happened is we got a camera crew, which is nice. Everyone knows Anthony, who's not here tonight because his work is hectic this time of year. So
Yeah.
we miss you, Anthony. Come back for
Especially
the
New
next
Year's, everybody wants to buy alcohol for, the ball dropping.
But yeah, him and Brandon both work together, so they're always swamped this time of year. So
Yep.
they're a big addition. Positive energy, good guys. Anthony is a whiz with anything video or audio related, so he helps with the editing of the videos. He usually runs the podcast for us. Brandon just sits in the background and does what we tell him, which is nice.
Yeah, doesn't say much.
But there's another good addition. Happened, when did we go to Cyprian Keys? It was around that day.
Yeah. Do you remember that day? When was that?
Was it March?
Yeah.
I forgot.
Yeah.
So we got a new member of the team as far as investigators go.
Yeah, a blessing to our team for
Yeah.
sure. It's nice to have a female that's involved because a lot of times not paranormal doesn't want to just talk to us guys. There's always if there's a female or something
Yeah.
spirit. And she's a great asset to it. We appreciate you for sure.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you though, like when we asked her to join, I was like, I know she knows her shit, but I was a little worried because like I had known Lauren through like LARP scenes. I didn't know her too well. I was like, her husband's a lawyer.
Wasn't
She's
she
a
quiet or
marketing
something?
person. Like their house has 2 bathrooms. I'm like, this is a fancy lady. Like we're kind of a bunch of crude dickheads. And then she starts joining in the text conversations and dropping some swears I've never heard and like
yeah.
saying some dirty
Yeah.
stuff. I'm like, all right, cool. She's one of us.
That's
She's one of the
Worked
guys.
out perfect.
So good energy all around with the 5 of us. And when I say 5, it's because we lost one.
Yeah, that was sad. Sam moved on to bigger and better things, not in his own personal life, not just, with PvP, but, it was something he needed to do. Sometimes it's good to be able to just throw comfortability to the wind and do what you want to do. And,
Yep.
we think about him all the time.
Yeah, his life is going good. I still talk to him every day. He was just up for his sister's wedding about a month ago. He's not a twig of a guy. Because he's jacked now. He's like
jacked.
Built like a Greek god.
Yeah, what is this?
Yeah, he's doing really good. So yeah, hopefully we'll get together sometime soon. He's got some cases actually lined up for Utah that he's going to do solo. Just what he can, and
Yeah, it'd be nice to see us get where we need to be
he's
and then go.
building us a new toy. We haven't
Yeah.
told Lauren yet.
No.
I talked to him last night. He found the schematics, and it turned out he has all the stuff. He has this workshop for like artists to go use whenever. Like it's a free, just go in, use the tools, use whatever. There's donation bins, you can grab gear or whatever. So we are going to get a Jacob's Ladder mailed to us very soon.
Yeah.
I'm very excited.
That's going to be sweet,
Yeah.
actually. I saw the experiences with Jacob's Ladder, which was really cool. So,
No, that was a different kind. That's that dirty movie you were watching. I'm talking about the electricity one.
I'm thinking, that movie.
Yeah. Yeah, so those will be fun. A little dangerous, but I'm ready. I think we're all ready.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're big kids.
Yeah, we'll be good. We'll make sure we use it in a safe area first. Not a place with like a lot of stuff that's flammable.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of new cases. We did a lot of cases this.
Yeah, we
this
kept
year.
busy. We actually cut back on some of them because we were getting overwhelmed, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, we had some really good. I mean, our show has been phenomenal.
Yep. The first season is now out. It's complete. All 6 episodes are on the YouTube. There's links on the Facebook, all that jazz. So.
Yeah, we got a URL now.
Yeah, we got so many subscribers.
Yeah.
We have a custom URL. We are youtube.com/u/Pioneer Valley Paranormal, something like that. I think you can do just /Pioneer Valley Paranormal.
Yeah, you'll find
But
it.
yeah, we're there. There's some good videos. We have actually 2 shows. We have the People vs. Paranormal web show, and then we have Tech Talk, where we review ghost hunting equipment. We give our brain not work good.
Yeah, it's a TED
Our
Talk on all of our
recommendations
stuff,
and like
yeah.
we review it, tell you if it's worth it or not. So
We have a couple of new additions to our arsenal of.
yeah, we got lots of New Year.
No, can't say too much about it though because Lauren's going to be getting hers. Probably within.
I
3
can't wait
weeks.
to use mine. I actually use it around the house once in a while just to.
Yeah, it's fun. Actually, it's one of the best things I think I've used so far because it's so hands free.
Yep.
So yeah, we're not going to say too much, Lauren, but I need your address
Okay.
just to let you know. So
I'll text you later.
Oh, you don't want to say it on the air to everyone?
Yeah.
8675309, is that it?
That's it. Can't believe you forgot.
Well, it's start 860. I know that. Big things though. Big things. Connecticut's been pretty good.
Yeah,
right
booming
around
for
your
us.
neck of the woods.
Yeah, that
Yep.
case coming up is literally like a 2-minute drive, I think it was.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. 5-minute walk to or 2-minute drive.
Yeah, you're gonna walk because you're so close. You have to walk. I don't care if you're gonna freeze. It's good.
Yeah.
It's good. It's a good.
I am not looking at the bridge in this one. Oh no.
yeah, let's go over a little recap of our year. We got some time. We didn't post a podcast last month. We're sorry. We'll try to make up for it. So we did. Where's that list you made, Timbo?
List is right here. Well, I can go back. It's not in chronological order, but the Prue building.
Prue building was fun. 8-story building in Holyoke, Mass.
Yeah, and it was uninvestigated too.
Yep.
We went in there blind, like really not knowing what was there, and found a bunch of cool stuff.
Including a full body apparition on video.
Yes.
Check out the video.
Check out the video.
Episode 6.
One of the other things we went back to Victory Theater again,
Yeah, we did 2 there.
and that's where Lauren got her unbelievable picture.
Yep.
That's why we have her. She's so amazing as far as taking photographs.
Yep.
So, see, we're talking you up. It's it's a good
I
thing.
know. I love it.
Yeah, victory always yields good evidence.
Yeah, I got to tell you, even we have to go back to Victory again this year, just
Oh, yeah.
just to kind of chill and hang
Yeah.
out. We do owe the spirits that are there. We did say we're bringing something back for them, so we have to definitely look through that.
Well, we have a couple contest winners we got to bring on an investigation,
Yeah.
so maybe we'll bring them
That'd
there.
be a good place.
Big shout out to Kathy McKean and Dan Overton.
Yeah.
Kathy's with MIFA. They own Victory. Dan has been hooking us up with the Prue building and a couple other ones. We got an
Yeah.
upcoming one at the old Paper City Brewery.
Yep.
5-story building, 60,000 square feet, full of arcade machines
Yeah,
and
it's-
jukeboxes and
it's unbelievable.
antiques. And
It's like
motorcycles, cars. Like it's
it's a playland.
the
really.
Pickers have been there. They had an episode. They went in there. Like there's going to be some energy.
Oh yeah, well the stage alone, the stage was amazing. It was wait to see this stage, Lauren. It's going to blow your mind. It was painted in like red and backdrop, but it was all paint is peeling. It's been used for a while for concerts and stuff like that. They did some stage stuff there. They did have a bunch of models there. Models were like modeling different things because it's
there was
an
a
older
lot of
building.
photographers there that day. Guys were calling up the airport for drone clearance to film like rooftop scenes and stuff. It was crazy.
Yeah, that was nuts. But that was a cool place. And then we had the bum area, the in the back.
Oh yeah, the
here.
little homeless shelter in the
homeless
back.
shelter in the
I
back.
may have peed in there.
Yeah, maybe just a little. The places that we've actually looked at in Holyoke, I mean, we're adding on a couple more too.
Yeah, it's a block at a time. We're gonna own that city.
which would be good. But let's talk about some local places like the Boudreaux House. That's a local place. That was-
Okay, we can't talk too much because that episode hasn't aired yet.
Right,
That's
but,
gonna be season 2. But helped out a family who was quick story is they're both very sick. The homeowner has stage 4 cancer, and that's just negative energy, bad vibes. Like they're always depressed.
It was so dark in that house when we first went there too. It was like something, really, it was the hypothetical or the hypothetical.
Say that
haunted
one again.
house.
The typical.
Yeah, that. Of a haunted house. It was dark.
Yep.
It was negative
Heard
energy. And,
stuff moving, but yeah, we went in. We did our investigation, got some good evidence. We did a couple cleansings, and they are now different people. They're always smiling, laughing. They're loving their house. I ran into her yesterday, actually. They just came back from a vacation down to Florida. She says the house has been quiet since our last visit. So
And they're sleeping upstairs.
yeah, so yay for PvP. We did good.
I got to tell you, though, to look at them, I mean, when Ben and I were sitting there and we were doing a reveal and stuff, and, to see, the end result of, how bad they were as far as, being scared and worried and what's going on and all the negativity and all the work that we did to have an end result where they were crying in happiness and happy tears. It was amazing. It was just an
and that's the second case like that we did this year.
Case, yeah.
The other one was a private home, which we will not say names.
Not say much, but
and
she had two things going on there. She had a young child, and the lady was pretty much ready to burn the house down.
Yep. So
that was the call. I'm ready to burn the house down. She said. So
we saved the day again.
Yeah, we did that investigation. Did not want any reveal, nothing like that. She said, I talked to her once since then, and she said it's quiet. She goes, I don't want to know about it. I don't want to know, but she says it's quiet. I can live in my home again.
Yep, and that's episode 2 of our show. Some cool stuff you'll see on that episode is the thermal hits of the cat footprints appearing and walking down the hall. And she had no cat, which is weird.
None.
They were ice cold. What else we got?
So we're that was our local. We had
we got another big local one.
the Demon House.
This one, the Demon House. We'll touch somewhat. We're actually going to be doing a full podcast special with the homeowner to get his history with the house, like see how he lived through this ordeal. So, episode 2, Wheelwright Demon House.
Yeah, he was a great person to work with because he was so open.
He's the most laid back, fun dude. Like, I remember the first day we go there. Brings us in his house, and there's like the Daryl Dixon crossbow on his couch, and he's drinking a beer. He's like, "Hey, what's up, guys?"
Amazing.
Like a guitar. I'm like, "Yo, like, this is a guy I want to hang out with. Like, he's so fun and
we were joking
good
around
energy
all night too." And I was like, "Hey, what are you doing?" He's like, "I bet you want a Zima." The guy pulls out a Zima.
Yeah, I didn't think they made them anymore.
No way.
He must have a machine that makes them. But cool guy. He turns trucks into hot rods for fun. Like,
what a gifted guy. Phenomenal. I mean, and it's on the other end. It's sad that what he's going through. Tormented constantly in his home. Doesn't really even live there anymore. I mean, it's pretty much a storage.
Yeah, he just doesn't go there. Now, Lauren, this was your first time doing a home with us, right?
It was, yep.
Yep. Yeah, you actually went there for the walkthrough during the day, and
yep.
It was insane even just during the day in the walkthrough.
Yeah, you just hear stuff laughing, and it was crazy.
Yep.
So yeah, this guy's been living with this, and it's getting worse and worse. And
yeah,
we'll go into details more on his episode, but our end game with this one was we investigated twice. We recorded another episode for the second season of our show, and it just kept getting worse and worse, and it started getting physical.
Yeah, it was physical, intense.
And now he's got some nasty scratches he sent me pictures of. You got pushed almost off a balcony.
Scratch.
We actually had to contact a church. Well, actually, not a church. We contacted the Worcester County Diocese, and they sent us their second highest priest. Was it a vicar? I think he's a vicar. And he came and did a house blessing, and it was all off camera. They wanted to do it all private, but the priest could sense there was something powerful there. He told the homeowner, he said, "These things might not take right away. I'll probably have to come back multiple times. Call me when anything happens." So,
yeah, has he talked?
He shot a message. Brian's another guy. Like, I like to keep in contacts with our clients. We're not there to just shoot an episode and get our fame. Like, these guys become parts of our family. Like, me and Brian shoot the shit like once a week at least.
Good.
And I've gone up there a couple times just to hang out for like an hour, have a beer or whatever. We check in to make sure these guys are good. And he says he emailed the priest, and then the holidays came. So we said we'll get in touch after the holidays. So,
and we are going back there in January.
He would like us to go back again. We'll figure that out when we speak with him. I don't know if I'm kind of thinking maybe do a little mobile podcast and record in the house.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a great idea.
Yeah, maybe like the recorders or the mics will pick up some EVPs or whatever, because we got some crazy EVPs there.
Crazy stuff.
The growly voices telling you stuff and yelling and saying God and
20-something times calling my name in different voices. That was pretty crazy, And then the sickness, we all got sick there.
Yeah, we all got sick. I don't remember getting sick. Or what about it was weird. Like a lot of times you see on the shows, they're like, "Oh my god, I just saw this," and with the camera, you don't see nothing, and you're like kind of bummed out. Like that kind of happened to us. Or there's that time where me and Brian at the same time saw what I can only call the snake of energy. It came shooting out of the bulkhead at both of us, and we both screamed at the same time. But like the cameras didn't catch it, and like it makes me wonder if the cameras aren't seeing the same way our eyes see, or is it something that's affecting our minds?
Right.
You know, because this is a demonic house.
Yeah, and it does affect your mind. Yeah, for sure.
Because we saw, like, me and Lauren were down there, and that's when I almost knocked her over when I saw that 7-foot tall guy.
Yeah.
You know, that's scary. Like, and it makes me wonder because the cameras don't capture everything. Is it?
What about your experiences, Lauren? What did you think about that place?
I think the weirdest experience I had was actually when I was downstairs with the two sensitives. I thought I was having almost like a heart attack or something because my arm went numb and it started to tingle. I'd never felt it before in my life. No phone on me, no nothing. And she put the K2 next to me, and my whole arm, it was lighting up to red, like every time it would move, and it was coming in waves. So it was definitely a really uncomfortable experience, and it only happened once, but it was just really weird.
Yeah, and getting up to red, that's not a common thing with the K2. Like, all the time we're pushing, we're like, try harder, hit that red, and you almost never see it.
Yeah. And then to have it be your arm, I mean, that's kind of scary in itself.
Yeah, it felt like I had stuck in an ice or something, and my hair was standing on end, and it was so weird.
Yeah, I mean, the experience with being on a balcony, just setting up, we weren't even investigating then. I was just dropping reels down and felt something push me from behind. And, you know, I think the biggest part of it was that railing was rotted. So when I grabbed it, I actually grabbed that railing and pushed it forward, and it fell down. But I was like, whoa, that was kind of scary because that's all concrete slab. You know, it wouldn't have been that wouldn't have been a good day. But you know, we were even, you know, just having all different experiences in multiple places of the house.
Well, that's also the first time we used the Ouija board during an investigation.
Yeah.
Now, I know some of you out there are kind of laughing or rolling your eyes. We can hear those eyes roll.
Yeah.
Saying, "Oh, it's a Ouija board. It's a toy. Don't mean nothing."
But it was a closure. That was a closure Ouija board.
Like PvP friend Patty Negri said, anything is a tool if you teach someone to use it.
Yep.
So, like, yeah, it might have been designed as a toy. Like, Big Wheel's a toy, but if you take off like the speed governor or whatever they are, you could probably fly down to work and back, no problem.
Yeah,
you know,
right,
like
you'd be set. You know, that's another thing. Now you touched on Patty Negri. Boy, we learned a lot of stuff from her. Just the
she is
on the podcast.
Awesome person.
I mean, we all use it, and I've noticed that, you know, we all try to teach the spirit or ghost or entity that's there how to use the devices that we have,
and we get better results now.
Big time, phenomenal. You know, and you actually have been great with that, Lauren. You know, we were watching some stuff that we did at the armory. And, you know, it was like, whoa, she's like a teacher.
Well, I think if you're dealing with, you know, people that were alive in the 1940s and the early 1800s, etc., they're not going to know what a K2 is, so you really have to explain it to them like children or something.
Yeah. But it's good. We get better results now, and, you know, it's a learning process for us, too, because there is no school you can go to learn how to be a paranormal investigator.
It's like on-a-job training.
There's no right way. There's no wrong way. I would even say there's no such thing as a professional, because how do you judge? What's the comparison?
Right.
Like, I mean, there are some guys that I would call unprofessional, but for the most part, like, everyone does it their own way. Everyone gets results. And it's just, you know, we don't know enough about the other side to pinpoint.
One of the biggest things, too, you know, I'm not really changing the subject, but I'm staying with that, is that we did so many investigations in places this year that were never investigated. We were
no claims of paranormal activity.
And we found paranormal activity. That's just saying how good our team is. Our team is, you know, we've learned together, we've meshed together. I mean, we can say pretty much anything and we're going to laugh it off, you know. But, you know, like I said, there's no training. You just go in, you know, have an idea what you're going to do and go with what's...
And the thing, it's like you do something one time, it could work. Next time, it doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so, yeah.
Well, I also did touch base on the Connecticut State Armory.
Let's go over the old stuff first. Let's go season 1 stuff first, so we can kind of cross that.
Season 1 victory.
Victory we did twice. Yep.
Twice.
We love that place. We've talked about that enough.
Yeah. Then the Demon House we did twice, which is
But the first time with Lauren was Cyprian Keys.
Cyprian Keys.
That's Lauren hooked us up
so
with that.
much fun.
Her aunt works there. Hi, June. We miss you.
June.
Yeah, June's pretty awesome too.
Cool people. Yeah.
Fun times with her at the Halloween party at Lauren's.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
Epic times.
Yep. So that was a fun case. Golf course built around a building that was built in like 1770 or something crazy. I'm bad with my history.
Yeah, it was actually bought overseas, and it was England.
England,
And it was
Yes.
shipped, dismantled, and then shipped over on a boat,
Yep.
and then built around or built in the actual house that was there, the original house.
Yep.
You know more about it. Why don't you let us know what you know about Cyprian Keys, Lauren?
Oh, me?
Yes, you.
Hold on, I'm on my. I gotta look on the internet here. I should know.
That's
I'm
it.
cheating. I should know because my great grandfather worked there, but I'm bad at this history thing. Okay, so let me get on the website.
That's it. We're gonna have to block that out. Bad at the history thing. I don't
Yeah.
think you are.
Well, while she's looking
Well,
it up,
didn't you investigate that place before?
Yeah,
Okay,
with
so
my old
talk
team.
about that as far as with your old team.
Yep. It's okay. It was built in 1734 by his son Cyprian, and it was originally called Spring Garden. And he was actually one of the first settlers that became the city of Boylston. And Mr. Cyprian died in 1802 at the age of 95, and that it was owned by the industrialist George Sumner Barton and Elizabeth Trumbull, and so on and so forth. And now it's a golf course.
Yep.
Now it's a golf.
Yeah, the church owned it for a little while.
Yep.
I'll
They
tell you.
have awesome golf carts. I got to ride. That's why I do this. It's
Ben
not for
got
the
to learn
evidence.
how
It's
to
so I
ride
could
one.
ride golf carts for free. Like it was so much fun. I felt like a rock star.
Yeah, it was a good intro.
Yeah.
Definitely. Boy, we had some crazy stuff that happened downstairs, and we were trying to figure out what it was. And it was we were
Yeah,
thought
someone
we
got
had-
really scared if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Something scary happened.
Yeah, that was the hands over the face and duck down in the ball.
Yep.
Couldn't have been Lauren.
Fetal position.
Yeah, fetal
Best
position.
defense.
Yep.
Yep.
All right.
Bear with us. Our notes are everywhere. So we did
We did a podcast this year. With,
we started a podcast. In case you didn't know,
Yeah.
you should know. You're listening to it right now.
Yeah, but we actually were able to go on a podcast with Geekonomics.
Oh yeah, Geekonomics are our friends down in
It
Enfield.
was like in almost 2 hours.
It was fun as hell.
Yeah,
like
talking about all things paranormal.
Yeah.
And, yeah, they were cool. They were good people.
yeah, it was their Halloween special.
Yeah, and everything that could happen wrong on the way there.
Oh, that was after that bad storm.
Oh, we were like rerouted like 6 times, 7 times. Trees in the road, but we made it.
Yep. So it's on. If you go to bakedmbeanspodcast.podbean.com, you can find it. If not, go over to Facebook, check out Geekonomics. Big shout out to Brian and Mark for having us on. That was a fun time. We're looking forward to doing it again.
Absolutely.
And then 2 days later, what did we do?
Oh, yeah, 99.3.
We were on the
Laser.
radio. We're rock stars.
Yeah.
We filmed an episode there.
17 minutes of us on radio,
we had
which was cool.
got to do an investigation at the studio with the DJs, and it was awesome.
Yeah, it was a good time. We can't tell you too much because we haven't revealed anything.
Yeah, we'll be on the next season.
But
Definitely
we
a good
did
time.
find some activity there, which
Yeah,
was
it was
kind of
all right.
neat.
Then,
And then the following day they talked about us all day on plugged our
Yeah.
YouTube and everything like that. Thanks
Pretty
so
rad.
much, guys. We appreciated that.
So speaking of plug-in, why don't we plug our new friends that we made this year?
Yeah.
Patty Negri first.
Yeah.
She was on our third podcast ever.
Yeah.
We had
Talk
no
about starting
listeners.
out good.
Message her, and she said, yes, I'll do it. And she was awesome. I'd like to get a reading from her one day if I'm ever out in California, out in Hollywood.
Yeah, that would be neat.
But,
now when, not if.
Yeah.
Then we can go to Jeff Belanger. We spent a lot of time with Jeff
Yeah,
Belanger
we've
this
been
year.
going to a lot of his lectures and getting to know him. He's a pretty legit dude. He wore one of our
Great
T-shirts.
guy. Yeah, rocked our T-shirt,
Yeah.
put it up on his Facebook page and stuff.
Yeah,
and
so
then
he's a good guy.
Then we met Dustin Perry.
Yeah,
which
he's
was really
a cool guy.
Great guy. I watch a lot of his lectures. His lectures are really good. He's
I like,
a motivational speaker.
Yeah, he posts on Twitter like every hour, and it's all positive vibes. Which like he's one of the few people out there that like doesn't just say he does it, like he lives it. He's there to help you. Like if you're having a bad day, just read one of his posts, and you're gonna feel better, even if it's a little bit. Like he's a legit nice dude.
Yeah, I watched one of his podcasts. One of his not real podcasts. He had a show on. It was the mystery box. He had a box that he went to kids I think it was middle school, and he had this box, and they would come up and they would pick out items in the box, and one of them was a octopus. And he told the story about two octopuses that lived it. They were at an aquarium, and the aquarium got shut down. And one of them crawled out of the actual aquarium and down, and actually found its way into a drain pipe, and it ended up in the ocean. It sounds like Finding Nemo, but this was a true story.
Yeah, I remember hearing that.
And he said, you got to look at it like that. That I think it was Inky, I think was the name of it. And he said you have to look at it like that. That one thing that octopus did was it took a one step to make a positive outcome. He's like, and that's what everybody can choose to do. It was neat. I mean, he's so motivational. His stuff is just, uplifting.
Yeah.
And he's just a normal dude. I mean,
that's one of the big things he preaches is you just got to make that one step.
Yeah.
And then you make another. And like, that kind of sums up PvP over this last year. Like a year ago, we weren't anywhere close to where we are now, but we said, hey, you know what? We're going to try.
Yeah.
It's all we can do. And you try, you either fail or you make it. Mm-hmm. If you fail, you try again.
Yeah, and I mean, that's one of the things we could talk about. I mean, I don't think it was a failure because there was a couple people that we added to our Facebook, but we did our first annual Booby Q.
Yep.
And we lost a little bit of money, but you know what?
We had fun. We had
blast.
Some booze,
it was
some
a good
burgers.
Time. And we're still going to do it this next year.
Yep.
We're going to kind of mix it up a little bit so it's a little bit less.
Oh yeah, the Jello wrestling, right?
Yeah, Jello wrestling. Yeah, yeah. We're going to have to get kiddie pools, but that's okay. But yeah, no, it's going to be a good time. I think we're going to have, we have a lot more new subscribers and stuff like that. We have a bunch more people. I think it's just going to keep getting bigger every year.
Yeah.
One of the things we did also add this year was haunted objects.
Oh, yeah. So it's a new thing we do is we take your shit.
Anything that you don't like, it's uncomfortable being around. Okay.
Yeah. So we've collected the possessed Bozo ventriloquist dummy. It's a scary clown that's on our Facebook. Check him out. He's beautiful. The wizard marionette. He's beautiful as well.
2 Ouija boards.
2 Ouija boards. One that flies across the room
on its own.
I had it in my tattoo studio, and twice I was tattooing like a person, and they had like a person or two with them, and it would just fly off the little shelf it was on across the room. And like I thought people were throwing it. I'm like, don't touch that. And like I look and there's no one near where it was.
Yeah, like what are you talking about?
Yep. So then we got the painting. But we got the little candle thing. But when we did the Belanger, or not the Belanger, sorry. Boudreaux. Too many B's.
Yeah, the Boudreaux.
They gave us
a gift.
Yeah, he was a pharmacist. His dad was a pharmacist. His dad's dad was a pharmacist. They opened the first pharmacy in Ware back when it was like they had the big old white or clear glass jugs of like powders, and they'd weigh it out and make little paper packages to take.
Here you go. That's so
like
cute.
Glass bottles instead of prescription bottles. And they still had a bunch of the glass bottles made up. So he gave us one, which is awesome.
Yeah, it actually says Boudreaux.
No, it was Lamott.
Lamate,
something like that.
And that was the actual family. That was one of the original ones. So which was nice. And I mean, that goes back to seeing an end result. I mean, they felt that we did such a good job that we helped them in such a way that they wanted to give us this gift.
One thing I like too is like a lot of time the private homeowners always ask, "What's this going to cost?" We don't charge.
Nothing.
Like I think it would be a shitty thing. Like I researched a little to see like, do these guys charge? And like the average going rate, according to some census, is $20 an hour per investigator.
What?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
So like if our team went there, that's $100 an hour to have us there. I was like, fuck that. We're not doing that. We want to help these people. Like they're terrified to be in their homes. Like I've been there. Like it's a shitty feeling.
Yep.
But at the end of the investigation, we did the reveal and we found out it was just his mother. They were so thankful, and like he gave us, it's just a little glass jar that he has. He hugged us. Yeah, he hugged us like it was crazy. He's got boxes, probably like hundreds of these bottles, And he gave us one, and I was like, this is the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
Because, if you gave us money, we would spend it and it'd be gone. And we would never think of it again. But that bottle, every time I look at it, I'm going to think of those guys, the shit they went through, and that we were able to help them.
And the biggest thing is that she's actually sleeping upstairs.
Yeah.
She hated sleeping up there. So when they sleep together.
Did Lauren just fall in a hole?
Nope, it was my trying to charge my phone and knocking things over and making a mess.
Nice. You want to touch on some lost friends?
Oh, yeah. So, there's been a lot of good things this year. Me personally, the last few years have kind of excused the French, but kind of fucking sucked. And this is the first year in a long time where, I was like, you know what? That was a good year.
Yeah.
But you got to also take in the negative stuff, the sadness and all that stuff. So I just want to mention those that we've lost. I don't know if you guys got people you lost, but me and Anthony lost a friend. Him and Anthony were, I would say, brothers, but brothers isn't even close enough to a good enough word to describe how close Dan Pajak and Anthony were. And we just suddenly lost him at the beginning of the year, and it's a shitty fucking thing. So, he's a great guy. We love him. We miss him. Then I lost a good friend of mine the weekend before Thanksgiving.
Actually, both of you, right?
Yeah, Lauren knew him through LARP.
Mm-hmm.
I've known him for 20 years. I have a picture of me and him and my sister. My sister was 18, I was 19, and I've known this kid for years. Alex Lassard, we called him AJ. Another freak accident, went way too young. That one kind of sucked, but I knew he went out doing something he loved, and he was surrounded by all his friends. And when I say all, he was at a LARP when it happened. So there was literally 100 people there, and his best friend was by his side when he passed. So
didn't they send him off too in a kind of a way that he would have wanted it to?
Yeah, so he got to do the Viking funeral,
which is cool. I can say I lost a very good family friend this year, and actually he was a PvP friend too. He actually gave us the whole town of Wales. He
helped us out a lot. Get where we
David
are.
Worth, what an amazing guy. Would give you the shirt off his back. He was just a phenomenal person. He was very huge for PvP. When I called him up, I said, "Hey," I says, we're interested in investigating, one of the buildings in Wales. He goes, "Oh, I have keys to everywhere." He goes, "You could do whatever you want." And he gave us keys to the city. Basically, it was.
He got us in the armory too.
Got us in the armory. We're working on the
Trolley
Museum, that type of stuff. He gave us all those leads.
Well, the nice thing too is he got us actually your first case with us years and years ago. We got interviews with him on camera, but it was a month before he passed, we went back to Wales to revisit those old haunts, and we got some good interviews with him.
Yeah, good interview, which we will be working on, doing something for the family, which would be good.
Yeah,
that'd be something to do. But
just let them know we appreciated him. He did a lot for us.
Yeah.
What about you, Lauren? You lose anyone this year?
Not family members, but there's a business associate I kind of knew, from the town and stuff, and he was only 30 years old and just ran off the road a couple weeks ago in a town closer to me, and 30 years old and just died suddenly. Had a really good job, really good future ahead of him, was a Boy Scout leader, so it's very unfortunate. But I lost my mother and my father-in-law last year, so let's hope that doesn't.
Yeah.
So this year's been okay.
Yeah, and we bring up this stuff too, but it all ties into our paranormal beliefs too. Because I'm sure David's looking down on us, and once we get back to Wales, I'm sure he's gonna show himself, and he's gonna say, "Hey guys, I'm still here."
There was actually after AJ passed, I wanted to do that podcast. I'm kind of glad it didn't happen because my mind wasn't in the best spot for that. Now I've had time to let it sit in, but I did want to talk a little bit about the afterlife, and I've been reading tons and tons of books by different authors on their views, just whatever. And one guy was talking about spirits are always around. All you got to do is think of them or speak of them, and they can hear you. So
we've used
and he
that
said sometimes it's the way they speak is not the way you would expect. Like he said that when his father passed away, that they had to sell the house, and they weren't sure they were making the right choice, and they were freaking out. And when they pulled off the property, a car pulled out in front of them, and the license plate of the car was the father's full initials. It's like AJK or something like that. And then it said okay after that.
Wow.
So they said that was a sign of their dad saying it's okay to sell the house.
That's cool.
So when we got the call that AJ was in the hospital, that he had a heart attack, he's fucking 40 years old. Like, he shouldn't be having a heart attack. So, like, he was in Worcester. I'm in Ware. That's an hour away. Good friend of mine, Scott, he was stuck at his house with no way to get there. I'm like, it'll take me an hour to get to you and then 20 minutes to get there. And I remember, like, being about 5 minutes from Scott's house, and I was, like, flipping out. I'm like, he's got to be okay. I just need a sign. And I've driven that road a million times. I went around the corner, and there was a sign, like one of those little A-frames that you slide the letters in. And the top 3 letters just said R.I.P. and then had someone's name. And I remember I screamed. I'm like, no, not cool.
Yeah.
He's not dead. So I went around the corner. There's a funeral home there. And I'm like, no, he's not fucking dead. So I pulled up to Scott's house, and it was cold out and rainy. And he didn't know exactly what time I was going to be there, but he was just standing outside. And right then I knew, like, I pulled up. He goes, yeah, we're too late. He passed. So AJ was a very caring guy, compassionate, but he was tough too. He was a metalhead. He was in the army and shit. So the type of guy that, like, if you were crying for him, he'd fucking be like, suck it up, pussy. Like, don't cry. So I was trying my hardest not to cry. And I was trying to look at it from, now that my life involves spirits all the time, I was like, I want to look at this scientifically if I can. Like, I know it just happened. Like, is like everyone's thinking about him. He's probably fucking trying to reach out to all his loved ones saying, hey, it's fine. So I waited a night. And the next night I was laying in bed, and I was that's when it, like, first really hit me. And I was trying so hard not to cry, and grabbed a spirit box and I turned it on. And I was like, just holding back tears. I was like, AJ, are you there? And I swear to God, it was his voice came through. He goes, yeah, I'm here.
Wow.
And I go,
Awesome.
I was like, are you okay? And it said, yeah. And I said, what's the other side like? And there was a pause, and his voice, same fucking pronunciation, everything. He just goes, cool. And right there,
That's great.
The second I heard that, my tears stopped.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't cried since. Like,
that's great.
Because I know that's all I needed was for him to tell me he's fine. Like, he's doing his thing over there. Like, I feel bad for every other spirit that's over there, because he's probably like, come on, time for shots. Let's get a beer. Like, so it's like, I know, like, I look at death a lot differently now.
Yeah, personal experiences with death usually has a perspective that changes your perspective, but in a good way. Unfortunately, it has to happen, and it's a sad moment. But we have some sort of learning curve there, though. It's like like you said, the signs were there. Yep. And then now, you had mentioned before about now you had said you had read about spirits and asking the spirits. We've been asking. When we do investigations, hey, if there's any spirits out there, please be with us while we investigate tonight. Yeah. And how many times have we had unbelievable experiences, and it's like, wow, I mean, we're on the right track.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, let's talk. We didn't finish this, so talking about the lost friends, the negative. Let's talk about the new beginnings.
Yeah, new beginnings.
New Year started, and first week of the year, we have a pretty crazy investigation. I shouldn't say crazy investigation. We have a pretty impressive client.
Yeah. He's a superstar.
Yeah, he's a professional athlete, I guess is the best word.
Yeah.
BMX rider for Nitro Circus. We won't reveal his name yet because we got to get those papers signed. But
he's a rollerboard. He rides a rollerboard.
He did a Volkswagen commercial. He's like a superstar. We didn't even know this guy was anything. And so we're out, checked out his house, and they took us out to lunch. And we're like, what do you do for work? He goes, oh, I ride bikes. We're like, well, what do you mean? He's like, oh, Nitro Circus? Yeah, I'm one of their main guys.
And I knew right away what Nitro Circus was. I watched them.
Yeah, I messaged Sam that night. I'm like, yo, you ever hear of a guy named blah, blah, blah? And Sam's like, gave his nickname. He goes, dude, I love that guy.
He's our client.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Yeah.
So that's going to be fun. Like a good way to start the year.
Exciting. And that was one of those things too that I think that the spirits were helping us in a situation, because I was just getting out of physical therapy. I got injured at work this year and it's kind of sucked. But I'm getting better. It's a slow process, but I was sitting in the car and warming the car up, and and I get a phone call and I'm like, whoa, what's going on? It was a good friend of mine I grew up with in elementary school. He calls me, he says, hey, he goes, I got someone you need to meet. He says, and I'm like, okay. He's like, yeah, it's that thing you do. And I'm like, what thing I do? He goes, that ghost hunting thing. I'm like, all right. He gives me his girlfriend's, the girlfriend's number, and I called her up and she started rambling off a bunch of stuff. And, we ended up, me and you drove down for, it was an hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And, met with her. Maura was great. She's good people.
Then we met up with Lauren and we did the fun history. Like that was like our
that was awesome.
Most like hardcore. Like usually you can find out a little info here and there.
Yeah.
Like what do we do? 2 libraries, an historic society, a town hall, a cemetery. We got the guy's obituary from 1902. We got like his name, his headstone. We saw like who lived in the house before him. Mm-hmm. Like he had kids. We found out like
a lot. Yeah, we did well. I mean, it was nice to have that in our back pocket, because it was neat. Because we went to the historical society, and she was just she was pulling books out, and we're like, oh, she's like, got to put gloves on for these books, and we're like,
yeah, it was fancy.
Wash your hands.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. Like I walk in because I left my phone.
Wash your hands.
It's like, wash your hands, boy.
Yeah. So it was neat. It was really good. I mean, it's just the beginning though, because the client's girlfriend, she does real estate too, and she had said that she was going to go to the town hall and look up all the other deeds, the deed stuff. So I have to give her a call back tomorrow.
Well, plus what's on the street is that what was it called? Elmcrest? Is that
Elmcrest,
it?
Yeah.
Elmcrest, yeah.
Yeah, which was a school/home for bad boys, as far as I can gather, like one of those like guarded places. Yeah, we went to Burger King across the street, and they were telling us that
place is haunted.
That place is haunted. The guy said his sister went to Elmcrest, and so we got some leads to hopefully at least contact someone there.
But our client that we're dealing with too also has another place. Was it the Roundhouse?
Yeah, they have a bunch of roundhouses down there.
Yeah, that we have some other leads after this. So.
Then a month after that we have Steam and Tender. We've been trying to get that forever. And we finally got the go ahead.
That was another divine intervention, or an intervention. I was sitting, dropping my wife off at work, and it was snowing out. I was waiting to pick her up, and I'm like, oh, we got to get this. We got to get another. And then Steam and Tender popped in. I called her, and she's like, yeah, we can meet. And I practically almost dropped the phone, because she's very busy. The whole family is busy. They have lots of things to do, and she's hard to kind of get in a meeting. So went for the meeting, and actually it was kind of a funny story. I pulled up, and she said, meet me at 11 o'clock, and I was like, okay, I'll be there. I was 15 minutes early, and her husband was out there, and he's like, can I help you? And I'm like, yeah, I'm supposed to meet so-and-so. And he's like, oh, wow, well, hold on, let me call her. What do you want me to do? He says, and I'm like, oh, here we go. How is this going to be? And he said, can you come back in an hour? And I said, sure. I walked through, and she was very accommodating.
Yep.
We actually have permission to go down there on Mondays and Tuesdays to do pictures and inside stuff.
Additional footage and all that stuff, yeah.
So
did anyone have any good stuff happen over the last year, or
good stuff? Let me see some good stuff. Actually, I have some really good stuff. My son moved out of the house, which
every father's dream.
It's kind of bittersweet. You get used to your child living there, and he was older. He was 21. And that's kind of the age now, I guess. And he needed to find himself. And we had some difficulties, but he was able to move into his own apartment with a roommate. Doing well, working full time. He's loves his job. We were able to, buy him a new mattress and box spring for Christmas. So the gift that keeps on giving. But that was good news. I didn't have great news as far as getting injured on the job, but it's something that'll heal.
Yeah.
Gave us some time to do some PvP stuff. And
what about Miss Lauren?
A lot of people I thought in my family had terminal diseases actually didn't, so that's a good thing.
Yep.
There's quite a few of them.
Glad to
That's
hear
huge.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And my second year in business for myself, so that's good. Most of them fail after the first year, so I'm hoping to make it to 5. We'll see how it goes.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, you're good at what you do, so you'll be fine. Everything will be good, just as long as you still have PvP.
See, I don't even really know what you do. I picture George Costanza when he was like just in an office pretending to work, and he had the job for years. Like Lauren just goes in her office and someone gives her money. That's it.
Yeah, I turn on Netflix and I get paid.
Nice. We had also thought about what's to come. What do we got for plans for next year?
January 2nd, we're done.
Yeah,
We're shutting down.
yeah, we should.
No, we want to get a legit, real office.
Yeah.
There's one that opened up downtown. So I got some kind of good news. Like at first I was against it, but then I was like, it will help me financially because I kind of quit my job for 3 months to like enjoy life, which was awesome, totally worth it.
Yeah.
I got to go on a badass vacation, and then I worked on PvP stuff. We got season 1 done.
Yeah.
But then I was like, oh, wow, my savings is now gone. I needed to go back to work. And I kind of miss like the days when I tattooed in a shop and I made crazy money. So I just got a new roommate. He moved in today. And it's actually my cousin, my oldest cousin, which is pretty rad because like his 2 brothers, Danny and Justin, Danny's my age, Justin is Bethany's age. So the 4 of us when we were growing up, every weekend, like we were brothers and sisters. Franny was actually older than us. Like when we were kids, he was a teenager. But Franny was that cool teenager. Like he always had his Iron Maiden t-shirt on and his leather jacket. And he was always getting in trouble by the police for like partying with his friends up in the woods and like skipping school and shit. Like one of those guys I shouldn't have looked up to, but I was like, yo, this guy is awesome.
Right.
So we never like got super close growing up, but now he's older. His daughters are now grown ups. One of them was just here. His oldest just had a baby herself. But yeah, he's going through he just got divorced, and the opportunity arose where I needed someone, and he wanted to move back to the area. So it's really cool having my fucking older cousin chilling with me.
Yeah, plus, it's nice that his daughter's close too.
Yeah, his daughter lives 5 minutes down the road. The other one's in
That's
Virginia now, so I don't know if they listen.
Nice guy.
I know Natalie's a big fan of our stuff, so if you're listening, hey,
Hello.
your dad says hi. So yeah, it's nice having someone in the house. So like, if I got to leave for PvP with the dogs, he says if we ever need an extra vehicle or whatever, like it's gonna be good.
He'd even help out if we needed anything.
Yeah, like he's an
on-site.
awesome guy.
Down to earth.
So now that I have a little more income, I guess, like, someone's helping me split the bills, so maybe now we can get that office, which is where that whole story was going.
Yeah, well, I did find out today there is some places in Munson too that are local. I'm just looking prices, see what we...
Cheaper is better.
Cheaper is
we can
better.
fix it up.
Yeah, right. Look what you did with the tattoo shop. I mean, you guys did an amazing job there.
Oh, that was all goo.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did that himself.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, we'd like to do that this year. That's a big thing.
And I'd like to, think about a road trip. I'd like to go.
We still want to do that.
Even if we did, a weekend, and we just drove to
I'd like
Pennsylvania.
to, honestly, get the 5 of us, rent a van, like a big-ass van, and drive for like a week and a half, and just stay in shitty hotels and fucking...
Who cares?
Go see like the world's largest ball of twine. Like, stupid shit like that, just so we can like get silly and goofy and like
fun.
Come back with like a little ghost tattoo afterwards,
Yeah, it'd be fun.
So, 2000...
hopefully Lauren could join us on this one.
Oh, yeah,
She'd have to ask her boss.
Yeah. She'd have to ask the boss. That's the hardest thing, having to deal with the boss.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, 2018, Office would be nice, road trip. Season 2, People vs. Paranormal, is going to premiere in April, which will be nice. 12 episodes we're shooting for this one. We got about 5 or 6 filmed now.
We haven't even started our New Year investigations yet. So, I mean...
Another thing is we're kind of rebranding a little bit. We haven't really discussed, but we're going to be changing things up a little more, making us a little more universal as far as like...
we don't want to be branded just to Pioneer Valley.
Yeah, so we'll still be PvP. But we're going to be some changes coming through. Good changes.
And like I said, with the road trip, I definitely would like to do Gettysburg. Just do. Pennsylvania is not far away. I mean, as far as getting in, and we can make a route.
Yep.
where we can do a bunch of things, which would be fun. But
we're down there. It's amazing.
Yeah, you went there.
Yep.
Nice. Did you take a lot of pictures?
I did, of course.
Nice. Did you get anything? Did you see anything?
Oh no, it was just tourism during the day. We couldn't go at night, but it's an amazing experience. It takes hours to walk through.
Yeah, it's to stand on that hollowed ground is one thing. You're there, you know exactly what happened. It's life altering, and I've heard that from a lot of people who have visited. It's life altering because you're there and you feel like you're what everybody felt there. It's a very emotional moment. For most people, some people just don't have that.
Another place like that, I'd like to. I don't know if you can really investigate the Pearl Harbor Memorial.
Oh, right.
When I went there, it was like, okay, so I'm kind of an emotional guy.
Oh, it's
like
deep.
I'm known to shed a tear once in a while. I feel like a pussy because like there's like 100 people in our group as we're going on the boat over there, and we're standing over there and we're watching the movie that shows like the war and everything. I'm the only fucker crying.
Oh yeah. No,
like,
I would
there's
have
like little girls and stuff, and I'm like, come on, like it's emotional. There's literally like
people,
hundreds of people trapped below us right now, and it's just like that energy, like it was war.
Yeah, it's a crazy place. A lot of people that go back to Vietnam, like there's not a lot of too many survivors, but they go back. They have a trip that they go and they stand and they break down crying on these. The veterans, the Vietnam Memorial. I mean, how can you not?
Oh, dude, that's a rough spot down in D.C.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
I cried like a bitch there too.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's one of the things I'd like to do. I'd like to go to the World Trade Center, memorial. That was something that but it's compassion, and that's what we do. We have compassion in what we do. It sounds funny. We hunt ghosts, but we do it with compassion. We care about the people involved. What was that?
I think Lawrence walked in a cupboard.
Lawrence dropping things.
So what else for 2018? Big hunts, hopefully. I'm going to have some more guests on the podcast. We'll have Brian from the Wheelwright Demon House. We've been in talks with Jeff Belanger and Dustin Perry.
Yeah.
We're just trying to finalize all that stuff. Give a shout out
Jeff,
to those
if you're
guys.
listening, I love all your books and your shows and your podcasts, and you're amazing.
Yeah. Phenomenal.
Yep. Check out their websites, their Twitters and stuff. Like they have some great stuff.
Go to their lectures.
Yes.
I mean, come on.
They're the coolest guys. They'll hang out with you.
I'm sorry, but you're stupid if you don't go. It doesn't cost you anything, and you get an amazing show, and they're just such good people.
Yep. Read their books. I'm in the middle of 40 different books right now.
One of the things that I'd like to do too is we'll start promoting our barbecue early.
Yeah, so we'll plan it like 6 months ahead of time.
Yeah, so we can get a little bit, because it was rushed, but I mean I still think it was great. I had a blast. Yeah. I mean our decorations, thanks to Dan and his dad. You guys were awesome. We're set for them too if we want those. So should be great. It's going to be a great year. I'm looking forward to it. Any resolutions? Anybody got you guys?
Oh God! Resolutions? So I'd have to think about that. You guys go first.
Lauren, what do you think? I'm gonna put you on hold here. What are you thinking?
My husband and I are probably going to use the gym membership we've had for a year, but have not used for a year.
Uh-oh. Isn't that one thing you're not supposed to do, is a big promise that you're gonna work out and do more?
Mm-hmm. And we're going to try to eat better.
But if you have a gym buddy, though, it's much better. Try to do it by yourself. Forget it. It's, that one time you say, oh, I don't need to go today, it becomes a lot easier the next time.
When I was researching traditions of New Year's, it was talking about the resolutions, and a lot of people don't make them right anymore. Like, a lot of people are like, I want to get rich, or I want to get muscular. Like, you shouldn't do it. What? Is there an elephant in there?
Sorry, I'm getting over a cold.
So it should be like not something that's like a definitive, like pinpointed answer. Like if you want to get healthy, say I want to live healthier. Like I want to be in better shape.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to be more financially stable.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that is like I don't know if any of the listeners out there are familiar with The Secret. There's a book and a movie. The universe itself picks up on energy and your vibes and stuff. So that's why you always see people that are positive all the time attract positive, where those people that are always bitching and moaning and being negative get shit on. And that's like a good example they have in the book is, say you're running late for work, and you're like, oh, don't let there be any traffic. No traffic, no traffic. I don't want traffic.
Banger.
The universe just hears the word traffic. That's because you're picturing traffic in your head. The universe says, oh, you want traffic? So if you picture yourself getting to work on time or stuff like that, and I'm a firm 100% believer in this system because I've done it.
Yeah.
So when I was tattooing, before I became professional, I was doing it out of home. I taught myself, which is a huge no-no. But I was studying medical stuff to go along with sterilization. I had an autoclave. And, like I was struggling. Like I had a shitty apartment, a shitty job. And I'm like, I want to be a tattoo artist making money doing something I love. Like I want to enjoy going to work. And everyone was laughing at me because I'm always like, they're like, well, why don't you go to try to go into different shops and get an apprenticeship? I go, no. A shop's going to open up downtown. They're going to take me right away.
Wow.
And I said that for about 6 months.
Sure enough.
One day I was at Lowe's, and Goo walks in with his mother. Didn't know them at all. And I noticed his tattoos. I'm like, oh, cool, tattoos. He's like, yeah, we're opening a tattoo shop on Main Street in town. I was like, really? I'm like, yeah, I tattoo myself. I'm trying to get an apprenticeship. And he's like, oh, yeah, one of my guys maybe can help you up. But the way he looked at me, I'm like, he's not serious. So he's like, yeah, if you want to stop down, sometime you can check out the shop or remodeling it. So lunch break, I went down there. And he showed me around, and he was like, yeah, if you want to leave your number for one of my artists. So I went home, and then it was a week later, John called me up, my old mentor.
Nice.
And he was like, hey, boss says you're looking for an apprenticeship. Bring down some art. And I went down there, and I know a lot of apprenticeships you got to pay for, like thousands of dollars. And John was like, yeah, have you ever heard of that? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, I'm going to charge you, but it's not going to be that kind of money. Like $200 or $500 or something like that. But he's like, you pay what you can when you can. If you want to do like $50 a paycheck, whatever. And the cool thing about John is like, he would show me the stuff, but whenever he got a tip, he would hand me the tip because I broke down a station I set up for him. So he ended up paying me in the long run.
Yeah.
And it took me 4 months to finish my apprenticeship, and I got my license. And a year later, I was the lead artist making more money than I could spend.
Yep.
And everyone's like, what the fuck? And I was like, put those vibes out there, dude. Like,
right.
Same when I ran my LARP. Like, I was like, I'm going to run a LARP. I'm going to build my own costumes and stuff, and I'm going to get a camp, and I'm going to run a huge game. I'm going to build everything in 6 months or less. And like, it should have taken a team of people about 2 years to do.
Oh, man.
And I was done in 6 months.
Amazing.
So
that was another good thing that happened this year. We started a LARP that's starting in April.
yeah, I'm excited for that.
Nice. I definitely like to check that out. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
I'll work. I'll do whatever you guys want. I mean, I don't mind. I don't mind cooking. I don't mind doing whatever. It'd be fun. I just want to fight with everybody. That's all.
Yeah.
I had a blast. It was so much fun. So I was like, Ben, and it was so cliche-ish because you're like, oh, what are you doing? I'm going to a LARP. You're what? You're going to do what? I was like,
yeah, that's what we call. I'm going camping.
The first half hour there, I was hooked. I was like, this is the best.
Once in a while, you got to give the truth because you'll be like, oh yeah, I'm going camping with some friends. Like, oh cool, is there room for another? So when I say camping, I mean we're gonna hit each other with pipes in the woods while wearing elf ears and funny clothes.
Right.
Yeah.
And then once in a great while, like, cool, I'm in.
Yeah, that's great.
Do you want to plug a web page or anything, Lauren?
Yeah, it's a Secrets of Caldera LARP, and it's secretsofcaldera.com.
Cool.
Awesome.
Caldera LARP on Facebook. Yep.
That'd be fun. Now, New Year's resolutions we're talking about. One of the things that I was having an issue with was, man, I was always had so many things that I was doing at once. You know, I was always trying to, I'm a helper. I'm the guy that likes to help people, and I'll help you today or this or that. And what was happening is I had too much involved, and I would try, like blow people off, that type of thing. And, now I've been trying to ground myself more and realize that I can't take on so much responsibility. I got to understand that, I'm dedicated to some things, and things that are important are the most important. But that's one of the things for my New Year's I want to work on myself as far as that is like committing to things.
Yeah. See, I don't think I'm going to make a resolution this year because I've always made them every year and I never stick through. It's when you're trying too hard, you kind of doom yourself. Like I quit smoking 2 years ago, so don't have to worry about that. Like I'm not going to work out. Like I'm destined to be this shape forever. Like I'm a skinny dude. I eat 4,000 calories a day and I lose weight.
Yep.
I'm going to if anything, just keep on trucking because, like I said, I had a real rough few years.
Yeah.
And this is the first good year. Like my physical health, my mental health, and my spiritual health have all come back around. Like I had a long story short, like from a mixture of medications I was on and chronic disease and just depression. All my organs decided they didn't want to work anymore. So like they were checking me at one point. I was getting checked for lung cancer because my lungs weren't working. My liver, my kidneys, my pancreas, all that shit was just, they couldn't figure out what was wrong. And I just decided to be happy and healthy, and it worked. So, got the bipolar under check. I got diagnosed 3-4 years ago, and it was up and downs with finding the right meds. But I found one that works, and there's no side effects. Like I can be me.
Yeah, it works for you, and it's it's a practice, and try to figure out what's best suited for you.
Yeah. So now that I got myself in check, my health and all that shit, my happiness, PvP's going good. It's my resolution is to get those going together. Yeah. At bringing those to the fucking stars, because that's what we're gonna do. It's gonna be a fun fucking year for us. It's gonna be a great year. Yeah. I mean, this year, PvP's been around since 2009. Was it November 2016 is when we got back off our big break, and we did one case, and I'm like, why are we not doing this anymore? Yeah. And that's when we kicked it back up, and then
we started
a year. Look what we've done in a year, dude.
Let's commit to it.
Hanging with these big name dudes, we're doing all these big cases. We got a web show, a podcast, it's awesome.
Good group of people,
And that was one work of us trying to figure out how we work well with each other and what we're trying to do. Now we know what we're doing. Let's fucking feed that fire. Oh. So, sorry, Zach. You're going to be bumped back a time slot or two. Yeah, we're taking over.
Just saying. But yeah, no, I mean, that's one of the things too is like, when you put a resolution on it, that word resolution sounds like it's a definite, built in stone, and it has to happen or you're going to fall off the face of the earth. When I say resolution, it's something that I'm going to try to do, but I'm always the type of person that I'm going to try to do the best I can every day. Because tomorrow's a new day. Yep. It's a new beginning. It's a new time. And I'm not going to delve on, I fucked up yesterday or whatever. I'm human. I'm going to make mistakes, but I'm going to fess up to them and I'm fix it and move on.
There's a shitty day all the time. The next one, make it less shitty.
Yep.
All right. We did some fun stuff like Christmas. I don't really celebrate Christmas. It's me and my father had kind of had a falling out. We recently, actually the day before Christmas, got back in touch, and it's still a weird thing, but it's a growing thing. But my sister lives almost 2 hours away. She's got a kid, so Tristan's usually over at his father's for Christmas, so my sister can't come. My mother lives in Southern Connecticut, so it's just hard for us to get together for Christmas. It's impossible. So we do it in February. We figure income taxes there, we'll have more money to spend on stupid shit. Like last year, my mom decided to take us all on a cruise. It was fucking awesome. Yeah. But so Christmas is nothing for me. I worked on Christmas Day, and the last year and a half, I kind of got out of a tradition I did, which meant a lot to me. And I don't know why I did it. I think it was just depression. Like a big thing for me was doing charity work. Yeah. So this year I said, fuck it, I'm making myself do it. So me and Tim went and brought food to old people for... All right, so I want to plug this real quick because it just goes to show. Tim, how long did we drive around in my car bringing food to people?
Oh, God, what, 40 minutes?
Not even. We timed it. I think it was like 21 minutes we drove.
Yeah. And I mean, it was, driving, and you just get out, walk up there. And, it's kind of sad in some ways because you have all these elderly people. And I heard from my stepfather, 73 years old this year, or next year, I should say. And he said to me, the problem is that the elderly are the lost group of people. And we saw so much of that, and it was sad. It was sad, but it was comforting that the smiles on their face when we delivered that food, I'm hooked. I'm doing it every year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it literally took us 20 minutes of work to deliver to, what did we do, 10 meals? 20 meals, something like that.
I think it was like 14 or something.
That person's day was made right there.
Absolutely.
Like, if everyone could find, 20 minutes a year, I do it twice a year. Like, Thanksgiving and Christmas are big, but call your local churches. Yeah. Meals on Wheels is a program we work with. There's, if there's a soup kitchen, go one day this year. Your 2 hours is going to bring so much joy to people.
And it changes you. too, because when you're giving, you're doing, everybody says, oh, well, charity work. Well, yeah, it is charity. It's charity to people that could not do that normally.
When I grew up, dude, like we had it rough a lot of times. Like there's been times where I've been on the receiving end of charity and like be able to like do the opposite now to help out other people. It's like such a good feeling.
That was awesome. I really enjoyed spending time with you on Christmas. It was great.
It was nice. It actually felt like Christmas, even though I did like no gifts or like singing or cookies or anything. Like it felt more like Christmas than like the years we're opening up fucking too many presents.
Yeah, and I mean it's great. It's not about it's about giving. Yep. Really, everybody gets away from commercializing Christmas.
Yeah,
it's about giving, and it was nice. It was nice to be able to, give to, people this year. The people that were important was nice. I was able to give to, and like I said, these people that we brought this food to, you knocked on the door and, frail old elderly people were like so thankful and so happy. And, one lady had a tear and and it was like, oh, and then you think about it when you walk down the stairs and you're like, where are the family?
Yeah, where's the kids and the grandkids?
Where's the family? These people brought you up or have been in your life, and it's sad. Just take time to take care of the elders in your life, because that's most important.
My dogs are going crazy. So we should do maybe like a PvP charity day where like we get the group together and like fucking go to a soup kitchen or like
that'd be great.
I don't know. Did we lose Lauren?
What do you think, Lauren?
I always do stuff for animals. We did a pet food drive here for the local animal shelter these days, and last year we did like for a barn rescue. So I love humans, but I like animals a lot. So.
Yeah, that's how I am.
Yeah, that's the problem, is they have no voice, and that's so important. You see it a lot.
And a lot of people don't treat them like living beings. Like, my dogs are my world.
Oh, yeah.
They're my kids.
My cat's my world. Yeah.
I don't know how anyone left Fezzik tied up to a porch to die. Like, he got a hangnail one time. He busted his toenail and he was bleeding. I call it my dad in tears. I'm like, my dog's dying. We got to go to the hospital.
Like, wow, we just put a little medicine on it and it'll be good.
Even my dog was looking at me like I was a pussy.
So I mean, that's the thing that we should also like talk as a team one day and figure out what we're gonna do as far as a charity thing this year.
Yeah,
be
fun.
Or let the fans pick it, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, that should be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my dog's going crazy. Drogo, shush. Shut your mouth. I will beat you. Is that on camera? Or is that on audio?
I will beat you. Yeah, like that'll ever happen.
So let's see. That's any other big plans for the 2018, PvP wise, life wise, personal wise?
Well, I'm contemplating some things. I don't want to give too much away, but contemplating.
I know
some
it's
changes.
like we can't talk about the future because we don't want to give out secrets.
The thing is I'm the negativity out. I've pretty much removed a lot of that this year. It's kind of sad when you have some of that and it's close to you and you have to. But I'll tell you what, less stress. It was less stress, and the future. I'm definitely looking into something that I've always wanted to do.
Model women's underwear.
Yeah, stop it. You're so mean. So yeah, it's going to be a good year. I mean, not only just for PvP, but for all of us, I think.
Yeah.
Lauren's got big things coming with her business. And, definitely.
I'm just excited to spend another year with you guys. Like the team is awesome. We are missing one link. It's sad, but I'm glad he's doing well. But like, I love hanging out with you guys.
Yeah.
It's fun as hell. Like, we get goofy, we get silly, we get like. We've been going over footage from season 2 episodes, and like sometimes I watch the B-roll more than the investigations because like we're eating snacks and just telling jokes and stuff, and like
losing your shorts.
Yeah, so.
I mean that was hilarious. Some of the B-roll that we have for the armory was just the best.
So I hope
and it shows all of our personalities too. That's the good thing.
Yeah, so I hope the spirits kind of line things up for us to do this bigger and better, so we can get crazier. Like see the country, maybe the world. Yeah. Like, I'm new to traveling, but I'm really enjoying it. Yeah. Like, I want to go to these fun places all over.
I'm
Absolutely.
going to Scotland in 2019. I'm going to hit all the haunted places with my in-laws. So that should be
speaking
fun.
of that,
That's
did you hear that
2019.
Well, we'll be in your luggage hiding then.
the owner of
Right.
the Ram Inn passed away? Did
Oh,
you hear
did
about
he?
that? Yeah,
Oh,
he passed
I didn't
away.
know that.
Yeah, he died. So
Well, so now he's a ghost, right?
now he's
Wasn't
gotta
there?
be a ghost.
There's a chick in London who likes ghosts for some reason.
we're revolving back
Yeah.
to that.
He looked like the Lost Ramon brother.
Oh
Like,
man, he was a rough guy, but he was getting raped every night by some succubus.
yeah.
So, but yeah, he passed away, and who knows what's going to happen to that property, because not many people will live there.
Yeah.
But that'd be something. I have people who live in Ireland that would be nice to visit.
Yeah. I got friends and family over in England, so I think they're family. Like, I'm pretty sure there's some blood relatives because they look just like us. They have the same last name, but we don't know
Pretty sure.
that side of the family at all. Some old band guys too. They came over one summer with one of my old bands. We went on like a little tour for a summer. They were from London, so
Nice.
so yeah, big thing travel. Just cases. The web show's big for us.
Be more devoted to our podcast.
Yeah,
our
sorry for
fans.
the
Sorry,
lack.
guys.
It's just life is crazy.
We've been so busy. I mean, it's the either doing review on stuff, or a podcast, and sometimes we have to. Our videos are very important along with our podcast, but
Yep.
we have to devote time for that.
Well, that's a thing too. If anyone out there is into editing videos, stuff like that,
Yeah, hit us up
we
on
could
our
always
Facebook.
we can't pay you with monies, but like if you're close and you want to come hang out and like eat food, we'll cook your food,
Yeah.
help us out with video work, or we can send you files. Like it's a lot for us to take on. Anthony's newly married, and I haven't seen him in a couple of weeks because like I kidnapped him all the time.
Oh, yeah.
His wife's like.
Yeah.
Well, it's not all her. Sorry, Mary. I know. Mary's
No,
like,
it's
what
not.
the hell?
Yeah.
No.
No, it's not.
So it's video games too, and they got a kitten now. I hate kittens. Half the team just got kittens.
Yeah, well, and it's joint custody with him.
So speaking of kittens, I just want to bring this up to our viewers real quick. So remember we were in Connecticut not too long ago. We had to stop at Lauren's house, and we pull up.
Yeah.
Do you remember the side of her house? What's going on there?
The cage on the roof.
The giant cat. Like it looks like a zoo.
I
structure.
have
It does.
accepted the fact that I am a crazy Catwoman.
Yeah, or the fact that like your husband was in it too, and like it looked like you had your husband on display for the neighbors to. Like,
Didn't he have a
feed.
cat suit on too? I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
That was the coolest cage. I was like, that's a cool
It's
idea.
huge. Like
I
a
mean,
person fits in there, no problem. You
it
could
was
probably
a
fit
really
like
good idea.
13 people in there.
Our landlord never complains about anything we do, and one day I get this random email from him saying that we put a bird pen on the roof and he doesn't like it, and I was like, that's not what it is, it's a cat cage, and he shut up and never asked about it again.
nice.
Nice.
No,
So-
that was pretty cool. That was a good idea.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you can't run, especially with all the traffic there. Your cat would, unfortunately
no.
have a bad end, and but my cat doesn't go outside. Everybody said, "Oh, you should get one of them leashes," but then my cat would scream and holler all the time to want to go outside.
No, what you should get a first class ticket to Ben's rocket ship to the sun. If I win the lottery, that's happening. All the cats are gone.
Oh yeah,
I do not like them.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We might have a disagreement
So
on that one.
I even told my nephew that, and I googled cat in a rocket, and there was a picture of like a cat shoved into like it's Photoshop. It looks like it's shoved into a giant rocket. Sent it to my nephew, and he cried so hard. He thought I was actually sending cats to the sun.
Oh,
It's like,
no.
not yet, one day.
Yeah, maybe yours, maybe someone else's. I think Lauren and I would probably, and actually, Anthony would be pretty upset.
Yeah, they got the Binks. I think is the new kitty,
Yeah.
the new baby.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, so everyone made their resolutions. We're looking forward to a happy and positive 2018.
Absolutely.
Just keep it positive, guys. Think good thoughts.
Be
Good
safe.
things come. We love you all. And as always, we are your hosts. I am Ben.
I'm Tim.
I'm Lauren.
Rest in
In
peace.
peace.
That's the peace.